Are you too lazy to cook and find yourself ordering a lot of takeaway? Maybe you want to save a little bit of money, maybe you want to get into cooking, then this is a video for you because today I have 10 lazy cooking hacks for you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my 10 lazy cooking hacks and yeah, let's start the video. Hack number 1 is to meal prep, and I know this is super obvious, but what can you do better than meal prepping and having to cook less if you are too lazy to cook? I highly recommend, if you're lazy cooking, try out meal prepping. You can decide how many times you want to meal prep a week. You can decide how many times you want to cook a week or how many times you have the time to cook. You can do this once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. That's totally up to you. I think that if you keep it around twice a week, it saves so much time. Also make sure that you always have fresh food and you don't have to cook for the entire week, which can be a little bit a lot. I personally do it twice a week and this saves me so much time. So if you have never tried it out, try meal prepping because you can't do anything better if you're lazy than to cook less. Hack number 2 is to use the oven. If you don't use it already for pretty much everything, then what are you doing? You just pop it in, and this is the best lazy cooking hack because you just pop it in the oven, set a timer so you don't forget, and you can make so much in the oven. Like you can make your chicken, you can make your fish, your beef, your veggies, you can make broccoli, you can make carrots, you can make potatoes, you can make pretty much everything in the oven. So just use it. Use it for your advantage. If you're very lazy, pop things in the oven. It is endless what you can make in the oven, and it is so easy because you don't make anything dirty. I mean, except for the oven. But I highly recommend hack number 3 is to have some standard meals if you're uninspired or lazy to cook. So for me that is either some just pasta with frozen veggies or some eggs on toast, so simple, or some fish with potatoes because like I said, you can just put it in the oven. These are my standard meals if I don't want to put a lot of time into cooking or don't have the time or just don't want to make the effort to cook. I highly recommend choosing a few standard meals for you if you're not feeling like cooking. Hack number 4, and this is huge, and that is to use foods that are frozen or canned. It's not worse than fresh fruit or fresh vegetables if you buy it frozen, because usually if they freeze the food, it is way fresher at that moment because they harvest it and then they immediately freeze the food, while when you're buying it in the store fresh, it usually has a longer transportation way. I highly recommend always having frozen vegetables at home. You can make so much with those. I love to buy my vegetables frozen, and also canned foods. If you don't want to soak your lentils or your chickpeas, just buy them canned. It's so much easier. It saves time for when you're lazy and you can just grab it and make some delicious meal with it. Buy it frozen, buy it canned, like chickpeas, lentils, whatever. If you're too lazy to soak them, let them soak. Nobody has time for that. Just buy them canned. This is a huge thing that you can do if you're lazy for cooking. Like, it doesn't get easier than that. Hack number 5 is to freeze the food that you cook. For example, if you make a huge pot of soup, just freeze the ones that you don't eat, and you don't have to cook it again. This is so simple, and you can freeze a lot of food. You can freeze so much. Just Google whatever you can freeze or what you can't freeze, but I'm pretty sure you can freeze pretty much everything. Cook the food, freeze it, and then if you want to eat it, just take it out and reheat it, and you don't even have to cook or make anything dirty. Hack number 6, and that is something that makes cooking so much more enjoyable for me, and that is to watch something or listen to something while you're cooking. I personally like to watch some YouTube videos while I'm cooking. I think it is so relaxing. If I have a long work day or a long study day, in the evening I just turn on my favorite YouTube videos and I just cook, and I personally look forward to it all day just because I have some relaxing time and I can do 2 things at once. So it also saves time, or you can just have the TV on or whatever you like, but definitely try this one out because it will make cooking for you so much more pleasant and enjoyable. Hack number 7 is a little bit weird, and that is to use bigger knives. I see a lot of people that use these tiny knives and chop up their veggies with it. I don't know if they don't have any other knives or if they're too afraid of bigger knives. This is a knife. I'm looking like a serial killer right now. This is the knife that I would recommend using if you want to chop vegetables, not this one. I only use this if I have to cut 1 or 2 things, but not if I have to cut a lot of vegetables or a couple of vegetables. I will always go for this one. It's so much easier. I'm just gonna hold it away so nobody gets hurt. Because with this one you have to fiddle around all the time, and this one has so much better hold. You can chop way more at once. If you have never tried using a bigger knife, I highly recommend you do it. You won't cut yourself if you're very careful, but it will make the cutting process easier and faster. Trust me, I cut pretty much everything with a big knife. It just cuts better, it cuts faster, it cuts more. It makes it so much easier than if you have to fiddle around with this little knife. Just a tip. So highly recommend if you've never tried it. Tip number 8, and that is to make one-pot meals or buy an instant pot. Nothing easier than putting all ingredients into one pot and wait until it's cooked. You have so many recipes on YouTube for one-pot meals, or I'm sure there are also a lot of instant pot meals that you can make. Just look up some recipes and put all the ingredients in there, let it cook, do something else, and you don't have a lot of work with it. It saves you a lot of time and a lot of effort. Hack number 9 is to don't make things from scratch. For example, you don't have to make your own hummus, buy it. You, like I said, don't have to soak your lentils, just buy them canned. You don't have to make tomato sauce yourself, just buy it. You know, everything that you can buy it. You can even buy pre-cut vegetables if that's something you like. I personally don't do it because it's just way more expensive, and for me it's not worth it. But if you're really that lazy, just go for it. Find ways how you can make the cooking faster, like buying chopped vegetables, buy it canned, buy it already pre-made. Obviously always look for the ingredients, because if it's too processed, it's unhealthy. But some things you just don't have to make yourself, and you can easily buy them at the grocery store, and they're just as healthy as you would make them yourself, just with less work and less effort. And the last hack, and hack number 10, and that is to use kitchen tools. You can use a food processor, for example. Just throw the food in there and turn it on. It's so easy. Get yourself a garlic mincer. Put your garlic game to the next level. I highly recommend getting one. Get one of these. Get a garlic mincer. It makes your life so much easier. This one is from Amazon, and I can highly recommend it. It's so good, and it doesn't only mince it, but it also chops it, if you can see it here. Or just use the microwave for certain things. I personally make my oats every single morning in the microwave. I never use the stove for it, and they taste delicious. So use kitchen tools that you have at home that make your life easier, because that's what they're here for, and they're here for lazy people that don't want to do it otherwise. So yeah, that's everything that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed these little tips and that it makes cooking for you much better, and that you still can cook even if you're lazy. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe for more health videos, and I also do some productivity videos. Check them out, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on my next video, and bye!